Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are continuing again with Boracity magazine. And a few of my viewers asked me to react to this particular one. It's actually the newest one. It's about why the industry is fear or afraid of BTS. We know that they don't like BTS. We know that many people don't like BTS. I don't know why. I think it's an Asian thing, but I could be totally wrong. But let's check this one out. As I mentioned before, I do watch all of the, well, I do plan to watch all Boracity Magazine's video, but I do not do them in order, and I do not watch them all on camera. So you will see me posting some video that I reacted to or I watched on camera, but there are gonna be some that I would watch on my own time without recording myself. So if you do see any missing ones, let me know in a comment and I will respond to let you know whether I've already watched off camera or it's on my list to do next. And the ones that regarding to members, for example, I know she did one for RM on Indigo. I plan to save that as part of my 7-day send-off party for RM that is coming up soon. I hate to think about that, but I know we all know it's coming. But anyway, today is about why industry is fear or afraid of BTS. So without further ado, let's check it out.
On April 3rd, Jimin of BTS became the first South Korean soloist to debut at #1 on the world's biggest music chart, the Billboard Hot 100. His song Like Crazy became the 7th song ever by a Korean act to reach #1. The other 6 songs are BTS's songs. So all of the Korean songs that reach #1 are from BTS and BTS members only. Actually, all the songs from Asian artists that debuted at #1 are from BTS and BTS members only. And believe it or not, this is extremely scary for the music industry. Since BTS entered the Hot 100's top 10 for the first time in 2018, the music industry has done everything in their power to prevent them from getting #1 songs. But why does BTS keep succeeding despite literally being one of the most sabotaged artists in the industry? And why would all these music entities work together to harm one artist? Isn't this simply paranoia from BTS fans?
One might wonder, is it just us? Are we just crazy? Well, everybody's saying we're crazy, right? We're the crazy fans, the crazy army. So are we really crazy thinking that they're just out there to get BTS? I'm sure she's gonna tell us, but I'm just trying to figure this out.
The industry's actions say something very clear. BTS cannot be at the top, and they don't try to hide this anymore. Everyone can see the industry's obvious intentions by looking at the times they come up with a weird new rule that prevents BTS from succeeding in their charts. Just look at the latest one. Jimin's song Like Crazy got a #1 in its first week, and it was predicted to stay in the top 10 for its second week. #1 in its first week, and it was predicted to stay in the top 10 for its second week. Jimin was achieving the same debut numbers of Olivia Rodrigo but without the industry support. And this obviously was not the industry's plan. So Billboard decided to change one specific rule that benefits Jimin, so him and only him can fall from the charts, and the rest of it stays exactly the same. It's still unknown what Billboard did exactly to make the best-selling song of the week go from 100,000 sales to 14,000 sales. Maybe Billboard didn't just want Jimin to not be 100,000 sales to 14,000.
What? What?
Sales. Maybe Billboard didn't just want Jimin to not be in the top 10. They wanted him to free fall. So why filter 60% of the song's sales so he can fall from the top 10?
So not only that they don't play us on the radio, they're removing the sales numbers? What the fuck?
Then, when you can cut 90% of the song's sales and make him have the biggest fall ever, maybe they didn't just want to take his accomplishment away. They wanted to send a message. They wanted to show who is really in charge. Not the fans consuming the music, but the industry itself. This is not the first time they've done this. Whenever they want a song to fall on the charts, they apply a new rule that applies to one artist, and then they forget about this rule for the following weeks until once again, an artist they don't want to be at the top is at the top. So they apply one specific rule that can help them fall. Allegedly, of course, because the only explanation to delete 90% of a song's sales is for Luminate, which tracks these numbers, to track each payment by looking at IP addresses and credit card information. And that's illegal, and Billboard would never, of course. So why would the whole information
What?
and that's illegal, and Billboard would never, of course. So why would the whole industry go out of their ways to prevent one artist from succeeding?
Racism.
Stay alert, America. China's 100-year war to defeat the US is closer.
To prevent one artist from succeeding.
Race? Should I say that out loud?
BTS's biggest advantage and disadvantage is that they are successful without the industry's support.
Correct.
And the industry has built an environment where you can only win if you accept to play the industry's game. In other words, the industry chooses its winners from the very beginning and sabotages other players who find alternative ways to defeat others at their own game. I would say that the biggest artists who do this are BTS, and it's because of ARMY's power. BTS is not simply a one-hit artist. They are at the core of pop culture, and they did this without industry support. Not the K-pop industry support, not the Western industry support. BTS were able to get to the top of the music industry without the music industry making a profit out of them. That's why BTS are a problem. That's what the industry cannot stand. Just compare Psy's situation with BTS's situation. When Gangnam Style by Psy became globally popular, the music industry was not afraid of a Korean singer becoming popular in the West because everyone assumed it was a one-time thing. But when BTS became globally popular, the story was different. The Western industry was first okay with them being a one-hit artist. They were fine with BTS being the weird phenomenon that people will grow out of after some time. But when they didn't disappear and they actually started defeating Western artists, the music industry got worried.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
The entertainment industry is usually happy to celebrate international and independent artists and scream diversity as long as one, it's a one-time thing, or two, artists obey the industry's rules and give the industry some profit. The Oscars were fine celebrating Bong Joon-ho's movie because even though they don't profit from the movie's success, at least Bong Joon-ho is not an artist releasing.
It's good for publicity, you know. They let the Asian win. It's a good publicity. But the Asian better not keep winning all the time.
Multiple successful projects a year. Parasite was a one-time thing that.
Have you watched the movie Have you all watched the movie Parasite? It's good. It's very good, and we all learn how to make that parasite noodle from the movie and from Jungkook and also anyway, right? So it's very good. You gotta give it a try if you have not tried it.
That indirectly could help his other movies from American production companies. The Emmys were happy giving Squid Games multiple awards because at least the show was being produced by.
Have you finished watching the Squid Game also? I have not watched. Well, I watched up to the green light, red light scene, and they keep reminding me of Jin. So it made me sad when I stopped watching it, but I need to pick it back up. Okay.
By Netflix, and the actors were happy to accept offers from the Western industry. In other words, the Western industry got benefits from the success of a foreign series, so it was fine to celebrate them. Everything Everywhere All at Once was highly celebrated.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, I've watched the movie. being Asian myself, being in the Michelle Yu is from Malaysia and my husband from Malaysia, we're all Chinese, I should support her, right? But to be honest with you, I do not like that movie. I don't get it. It's just pretty messy to me, in my opinion. I think I get the fundamental message, but I still don't like the way it was filmed, and especially the sausage hands. I just don't get it. So I'm very happy that she won, and I'm happy that this particular Asian movie was brought to the spotlight. But my personal opinion is I did not like that movie at all. Okay, let's move forward.
by the industry, but at the end of the day, it's an American movie by American directors,
So it's American movie. Maybe that's why. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
American writers, and American production companies. In the end, the movie's success is the American industry's profit. But singers are different because they constantly release music and their success can become constant support from fans. So an artist's success can rely on the fans more than it relies on the industry itself. And that is not something the industry wants. This is why a song like Despacito, which was already the most popular song worldwide before the Justin Bieber feature,
Sorry, I keep pausing, but I do like the original Despacito better than the remix with Justin Bieber, Just me.
was not recognized at all by Billboard or any other entity
It
from
was
the
so much
American
better,
music
in my
industry.
opinion.
They only accepted the song as a global success when Justin Bieber and his American label were involved and making a
Because the
profit
white
out of
boys
it.
in
This
there.
is why the Billboard Music Awards were happy to invite Psy to their ceremony, but they never gave Gangnam Style, the biggest song of the year, a #1. Many factors prevented Psy from achieving this. To start, Psy never left his Korean company to fully sign with an American label, so his music never got proper industry support. Also, at the time, Billboard didn't count YouTube views as streams, making it obvious how the charts didn't reflect what the public was actually listening to. Even to this day, and with many chart adjustments, the Billboard charts are just a reflection of the artists the industry wanted to succeed from the very beginning. Of course, there are exceptions like Gangnam Style, Old Town Road, and some organic TikTok hits. But how far they go and how far they'll keep being recognized depends on the artist's willingness to shake hands with industry
How much you
people.
willing
And
to
again,
pay.
they don't care if you're a foreign artist, as long as they get to make a profit out of you. But if you don't comply with them, you will get your moment of fame.
So it's nothing to do with race. I take it back. It's all about money. It's all about money. It's what is in it for me. It's all about money.
And then being
Screw the artistry. It's all about money.
completely shut down from the music industry. Here's how they do it.
Streaming platforms.
The industry endorses its own artists on the streaming platforms like Spotify by applying multiple subtle methods. One way is by putting the artist's desire to succeed at the best spots of curated playlists. The biggest one is the Today's Top Hits playlist, which
Okay, I never use those playlists. I create my own playlist or I just follow the artist, aka BTS and Yoongi, their own thing. So I do not use the playlist. Well, I do some playlists whenever there's a streaming party and there will be playlists shared on Facebook and I will like them and I will listen to the songs based on their playlist. But like today's top hit, I never touch it.
doesn't actually show today's top hits. That it's the ugly, colorless top 50 playlist. Today's top hits is what Spotify wants to be the top hits.
They should just rename that. Today's Billboard top money earning hit. Just call it as it is. Just do it.
Millions of streams from the general public come from this playlist, so being a part of it, it's a vital part of a song's promotion. Spotify says that they decide which artists get to be at the top of the playlist or at the cover based on their intuition and expertise in music trends. But many find these arbitrary
Expertise my
decisions
ass.
suspicious, since Spotify loves giving this special treatment to certain artists from certain labels. To think that artists from certain powerful labels are paying their way to the cover of this playlist may not be a crazy thing to think. Spotify also takes advantage of the automatic autoplay feature. When you stop listening to an album you like, they will immediately play you a song they want you to stream. More recently, Spotify updated their homepage to a TikTok-like feed that lets you scroll down endlessly with songs and music videos being automatically played. So while some artists get millions of streams added because of passive streams from curated playlists and the accidental streams from the autoplay feature, BTS get millions of streams deleted because fandom behavior of willingly listening to a song every day is considered bot behavior. So if you compare BTS's unfiltered streams with their filter streams, you will find out that they are the ones with the highest rate of filter streams. Their streams get deleted more than any other artists. There are even days when their streams are cut in half, but Spotify is not the only platform doing this.
We all know about YouTube. We all know about YouTube. There are a few times that I was watching, the first 24 hours, right? The new music video release. I stream. And there's a few times I'll go to YouTube and say, like 55 point whatever. I normally click on things, see the whole number of how many views. 2 hours later, I go back there again. The number decreased. It's like, okay, did I just travel back in time or what? It just, we all know YouTube. I know I'm using YouTube right now, upload my video, but we all know YouTube, does crazy things.
Some of BTS's biggest waves of new fans came from YouTube. Their music videos get so many views that BTS started breaking every YouTube record imaginable, time and time again. So every time BTS broke a record, YouTube changed their algorithm to find ways to delete what they say are inorganic views. But it's pretty clear that their algorithms never worked properly. That's why they keep changing it every time BTS gets a new record. So just to talk about the latest YouTube algorithm change, I'm going to talk about the most successful music videos from a Korean act so far this year. According to YouTube, it's this video. But
seriously?
Videos from a Korean act so far this year. According to YouTube,
okay. I like Blackpink. As I mentioned before in my other videos, I do like Blackpink. I think they're beautiful, young, talented girls. I do like Jisoo. I think she's lovely, she's sweet. But do I like her song, Flower? No. It's just me, probably, personal taste, personal preference. I do not like the song at all. It sounded like old Chinese song from the 50s. I just did not like it. No. I'm sorry, Jisoo. I love you. I think you're wonderful, but I don't like the song at all. I did not even watch the music video, to be honest with you, because I heard the song. It did not tickle my fancy enough for me to watch the video. That was it.
YouTube, it's this video. But according to the massive wave of new BTS fans you can find on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube itself, it's On the Street by J-Hope of BTS featuring J. Cole and Like Crazy by Jimin of BTS. But both of these videos get millions of views deleted every day. It's common for YouTube to do this in the first 24 hours with every music video, since it's the day they get the most views. As days pass, fans stop mass streaming and YouTube stops deleting views. But as days pass, fans stop mass streaming and YouTube stops deleting views. But this is BTS, so YouTube is still...
This is BTS. We delete views every second.
Deleting their music video views today, weeks after they were released. You may still think that YouTube is just deleting fake views, but it's simply impossible for a random Jimin interview to get more views in its first hours than an official and anticipated Jimin music video. It's not crazy to believe that YouTube disproportionately deletes views on BTS's music videos specifically. Let's be logical for a second. These K-pop acts are not bigger than BTS, and that's okay. But it's not okay for BTS to get their views deleted every...
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to win all the time. We don't have to be on top every time. It's okay that someone surpass us, not us. It's okay that someone surpass BTS. We are mature fans. We're not petty to the point that, oh, we have to be number one all the time. No, we're not like that. But you got to play fair. I've preached so many times in my prior video. I know life is not fair, but at least try to be fair. If there's a definite proof that whatever view was not organic, like bots, yeah, delete them. That's fine. But you got to be fair. At least try to.
every hour, while these other microscopical songs get views added because people are forced to stream their music videos as YouTube ads. On the other hand, because of these two videos, BTS recently received one of its biggest waves of new fans, probably the biggest since 2021. Yet YouTube wants us to believe that these are the real numbers.
Global takeover group
We hate
BTS in
radio.
the studio.
But we just hate radio, we all know that we hate
There they are.
Probably the most fraudulent practice in the music industry is giving radio importance. At least with streaming platforms, there is this sense of autonomy. Streaming platforms may choose the artists they want to be at the top. They may recommend you their songs and music videos time and time again. They may even steal a stream from you because of their autoplay features and paid ads. But at least there are ways to fight this. Armies may not get BTS ads and recommendations, but they can look for the songs and videos themselves. Armies may not get all of their streams content, but at least the industry recognizes about half of them. But what has no solution except to pay is radio. Radio mysteriously chooses certain
Yes, I reacted to BTS versus radio. What is somewhere out there? Okay. Yeah, that's when I found out about the dirty little secret of play per pay practice PPP play PPPP play per pay practice. Oh my god, it's a mouthful. But anyway, yeah, that's when I first found out about payola. Yeah, At first I thought, hey, it's kind of like advertisement, right? I'm totally fine with paying for advertisement, but if you just make it clear you have to pay for me to play, then have it legalized, then everybody's on the same playing field, instead of having just a few handful of people putting string in the bags. Oh yeah, they pay more. Now you put this one down. No. Whatever. Okay, let's continue.
songs to get played and stays with those, giving them millions of radio spins and points to music charts that will give them a number one. But here you have Jimin of BTS, who has a number one song and millions of radio play requests by fans and still receives 0 points from radio. And this is not even a crazy foreign song that the American general public may reject. This is a mainstream yet nicely produced pop song in English. But this is just reality. It was not in the industry's plans or in their best interest to make like crazy popular. So when it happened, they once again pretended like BTS doesn't exist and continue sabotaging their songs. Life Goes On was another radio-friendly song by BTS that got a number one on the Hot 100, but they received a total of 6 spins on US radio. That's 0 points for music charts. Dynamite and Butter were number one songs in English by BTS that were played on the radio to an extent, but the number of spins were not enough to maintain their number one position. They were only able to stay on the top of the charts because people were streaming and buying their songs. That is the main difference with BTS's songs and the industry songs. If you take the millions of radio spins from the majority of the industry,
if you take them all away, everyone's gonna be the bottom. BTS is gonna be on top. Or top 20, or top 100, or BTS songs.
promoted songs, they wouldn't only have bigger falls than BTS, they would simply not be in the chart at all. This is how the industry chooses their success stories from the very beginning. Mass radio play makes a song debut look more successful than what it actually is, and therefore it misleads and attracts the general public. If this doesn't work and the general public still rejects the song, the industry doesn't give up. Mass radio play makes an unsuccessful song stay in the charts with minimal sales and streams from real people. While this happens, songs like Jimin's, which literally got a #1 and millions of people streaming and buying, will still not receive any radio spins. Radio doesn't care about how radio friendly the song is. They don't care about the millions of faithful listeners they will get if they play BTS music. They don't care about the most requested songs. The industry's plans are the industry.
You know, we listener, we don't count. We don't matter. They don't, I can understand why they don't care about getting more listeners, because they all understand, everybody now understand nobody listens to radio anyway. So they don't care about us. But those people, they pay. So yeah, I don't blame them for that, because it's just how it is nowadays that we don't listen to radios. We use online streaming platforms. So in order for them to get paid and get salary, they have to get paid by others. So if that's how the game is played, it's fine. But radio should not be such a heavy weighting on charting. It's okay that they pay to play on the radio, but radio should be like 5% radio play, but I guess they have more than 5%.
Plans.
So I don't know what's the percentage of radio play for Billboard, but I'm sure it's a lot. That's why,
Time you come around, I can't say.
The reason why many talk about the industry as a whole is because all of these music entities are interconnected one way or another. Artists and their labels know that being on the Billboard charts gives the illusion that the general public is listening to a song. And to get a #1 song on this chart, you need streams, sales, and radio play. So music labels, allegedly, pay for all of this radio play, fraudulent streams, and media play because they can be an investment for future real sales and streams. This can be an investment for real popularity and real listeners. If all of these investment fail to convince the general public and the label is bold enough, they will continue paying for these tactics to stay on the charts while no real people are streaming or buying the song. These failed industry promoted songs that no one is listening to will then be nominated for Grammys with the excuse that they care about quality and not popularity. These Grammys will then elevate the artist and the music label.
I am no music critic, and I have no music background, music knowledge. I'm just a casual listener of other music, other BTS. But in my humble opinion, there are a lot of songs that won the Grammys. They were just kind of like, eh. They don't sound original, they don't sound as good, and their lyrics definitely were trash. So when they say quality over popularity, I really don't see where the quality came from. Which quality were they looking for? Maybe like I mentioned, I'm no music producer. Maybe their production is amazing. I doubt it, but yeah.
Label's reputation, and then they will get more money invested in them. This money will then be used to buy media play, radio play, streams, and the circle continues. If a massively promoted song or album is successful, the artist may get their investment money back, as well as the obvious Grammys. This will give the artist the most important factor to make money: reputation. Allegedly, music labels pay way more money to streaming platforms for promotion than they receive from streams. The money paid for radio spins can go from thousands of dollars to multi-million-dollar settlements. And getting this investment back as sales is not as common because buying music is not a popular enough practice amongst the general public. Musicians rarely make profit from their music. They earn money from advances, merchandise, royalties, licensing fees, and concerts. That's why that #1 is so important. That's why many would rather not make any profits now and get a Grammy later. It's like being influencers. Their actual content may not make a lot of profit, but the reputation and popularity of their name can get them fashion deals, commercials, and a time slot in a music festival. These are only examples, of course. There are many variables and outcomes. Sometimes artists invest in radio play and end up making a lot more money from sales or concerts. Sometimes an artist has a good relationship with the industry for years, and then they stop shaking hands with industry people and they receive 0 Grammy nominations for an extremely popular, critically acclaimed album. When it comes to BTS, the Western industry's main interest is ratings and social media engagement, because that is direct money for the Western industry. BTS's 5 Grammy nominations are historic for a number of reasons, but their lack of wins show the obvious message the Grammys are trying to send them. You can't be invited so we have the ratings, but you are not our friends, so you won't win. In the end, the industry has the first and last say, and this doesn't only happen in the Western music industry. You won't believe how much the South Korean music industry tries to sabotage the only artist capable of bringing billions of dollars to their economy. Again, this is because BTS are not part of their elite. The 3 major music labels
Oh, I have not watched this one yet. I'll watch this one too.
in South Korea control the entertainment industry. They have enough power to blacklist artists from independent labels like BTS and make the media downplay their achievements. There isn't a common practice of deleting sales like in American music charts, but what they would do is freeze the charts and then apologize for a technical error. So if millions of BTS sales are not counted once
Okay. So in the US, they just blatantly delete the counts, and in Korea they freeze it. Oops. How come they only freeze BTS? How come only BTS is frozen? If it's technical difficulty, should every single thing is frozen except just BTS? Do they think we're like idiots?
Again, this is how the different music entities inside each music industry are interconnected. They need one another to function. Sometimes they are one and the same.
God,
If you thought Billboard and Rolling Stone were at some point competing for who has the best charts, think about how they are both owned by Banks Media Corporation, which also owns Variety, Deadline, The Hollywood Reporter, and an interest in music business worldwide. So if BTS is still the biggest group in the world, but they don't have a good relationship with the music industry, here you will have
Is that why Rolling Stone interview tend to be kind of sucky? Well, actually, all of them. What am I talking about?
Guess Who, Billboard, Rolling Stone, Variety, and The Hollywood Reporter making a profit out of BTS by selling
How many of us will buy those magazines, myself included? So they are making money out of BTS. Why can't they be fair to BTS? They're already making money out of them, We're buying magazines.
exclusive photo shoots while at the same time writing negative articles undermining their success. This person said something interesting. Billboard is nothing but an ad-selling business, the literal definition of a billboard. So why are you surprised the artists Billboard promoted since day one end up succeeding in the Billboard charts? Like I said, there are not many artists that make money from their music, but music sales are still an important factor to get a #1 song or album, so they will digitally sell their songs for cents and their albums for only a couple of dollars. This makes a lot of points for charts, but not so much money for the artist. They will also do the classic bundle album sales by selling concert tickets and different kinds of merch like t-shirts, socks, underwear, cups, lollipops, energy drinks, and even condoms. A lot
Should I imagine BTS condom? No.
along with a copy of their album. Charts will then count these merch sales as album sales. However, BTS's main strategy to get their #1 albums and songs is to focus on music sales, real sales. BTS has never bundled their albums with any kind of merchandise or concert tickets. Their biggest sin, which the industry loves to point out, is the fact that they release a maximum of 4
And I bought all 4. Yes, I did. They're here. I don't know if you can see it. You cannot see it, but they're all here, all 4. Yes, I bought all 4. Sue me.
versions of an album.
I'm a bot. I bought all 4.
but these were only special occasions. The norm for BTS is to release 2 versions of an album, something completely harmless if you compare
I also bought both of the astronauts. Yeah, so, okay. Sue me.
it to the insane sales tactics by other music labels. Fans being encouraged to buy 2 or 4 versions of the same album because they come with a unique photo card
Yes.
is nothing compared to K-pop singers releasing 7 or 13 versions of
13 versions. Okay.
the same album. BTS's 2 or 4 versions of an album don't have the purpose to maximize album sales, or they would be way cheaper. BTS's album versions are intended to actually make money, and their number of versions usually has something to do with the album's concept. If they think one version of an album is enough to capture the album's concept, then they will release only one version.
Yes.
If the album's concept works better in 2 opposite works, then they release 2 versions.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. Another common practice to maximize sales is to release remixes of a song. All of these remixes, sales, and streams will be combined and help the main song climb in music charts. BTS very occasionally releases multiple remixes of a song, and ARMYs buy these remixes to help BTS stay on the charts, since they receive literally 0 points from radio and their streams are cut in half. But while BTS is being criticized by the industry for this remix tactic, other artists are celebrated and called smart and iconic for doing exactly the same.
It's okay that other people do it. It's not okay when BTS does the same thing. You know, it is discrimination to the max. And, talking from both sides of their mouths, double standard, whatever you call that. General public better. Oh.
The industry and multiple fandoms think they are doing something by accusing ARMYs of mass buying BTS albums and songs, without realizing that by doing so, they are admitting that the quote-unquote organic hits from the charts are there with industry support and not fandom support. The industry and multiple fandoms criticize and laugh at BTS for not having radio points, when they have no control over that. They will have to pay for that just like every other artist is doing. The industry and multiple fandoms criticize and laugh at ARMYs for mass buying when all they're doing is balance the unfair treatment by the industry. If BTS is not willing to pay for radio, which is illegal, or pay for playlisting in streaming platforms, then ARMYs will buy every copy of BTS music available. BTS depends on their fandom and their fandom only.
Yes.
That's what terrifies the industry. BTS are able to stay on the charts while actually making money from their music. That money goes to the BTS members and their Korean label, while the Western music industry receives nothing. Even the distribution deal BTS has with an American label benefits BTS more than it benefits the American label. So the label prioritizes their actual signed artists and dismisses BTS. That's what makes the
Yes.
prioritizes their actual signed artists and dismisses BTS. That's what makes the industry mad. That's why the industry has ridiculed them so much that fandoms have convinced themselves that BTS are the corrupt ones instead of being the against all odds winners in a corrupt industry. And this is beyond the industry being petty. Other fandoms are convinced that the general public's support is better than fandom support, because that is, according to the industry, organic success. But as you can see, there is nothing organic about these tactics. There is nothing organic about an industry choosing its own success stories and sabotaging the ones overcoming their unfair obstacles. What is organic is having a fanbase of real people actually buying and streaming.
But you know what? Because we're not real. We're bots. In their eyes, we are bots. So we're not real people. I'm not real. It's an AI girl.
In the music, you can see these millions of real people in sold-out stadium tours.
Those are not real. Those are just lights. What you see on the screen, those are just artificial lights. They're not real. This thing does not exist. Those are just lights. Okay. Oh, man. I need to calm down.
something that the majority of the number one artists and quote-unquote million sellers cannot accomplish. The general public may be tricked into streaming a song. They may follow a music trend on TikTok, but they are not always willing to buy expensive concert tickets. The general public moves on and forgets, but an army of fans is able to make an album or song successful without the artist paying for industry support. Real organic success is when an artist transforms the general public into fans, and that's what BTS does with every release. The fandom's numbers only go up. This is clearly reflected in the percentage of fans who consider themselves only ARMY. The majority of BTS fans are not K-pop fans. The majority of BTS fans are part of the general public. And this is easily understandable when you look at the fandom's waves of new fans and realize that they have nothing to do with K-pop and everything to do with BTS's performance. So why would an artist prefer the momentary, passive support from the general public when they could have the constant, active support from a fandom? Why would artists prefer a theater or arena concert with people who only know their one or two TikTok hits instead of a sold-out stadium with people who know all of their songs?
Yes,
Why is
all of
constantly
their
convincing the general public to be your fan not organic success?
I know I had to know, yeah.
I think it's very hypocritical for fandoms to cry about how the charts have no meaning anymore every time BTS gets a number one. Yet, they love celebrating the number ones from other artists who got there with weird tactics, to say the least. If now anyone can fool the charts and what BTS is doing is so easy, then why aren't more artists getting number ones only with sales? Why are the charts irrelevant only when BTS succeeds in them? And don't get me wrong, the charts are obviously corrupt. The obvious message they try to send every time BTS gets a number one shows how aware they are of their corruption. The obvious humiliation from the industry's actions and media articles show how the industry doesn't care at all about their little mafia getting exposed. They don't care because they know that the general public will keep falling for their tactics. The general public will still believe that a song they don't even like is organically successful because they've listened to it on the radio hundreds of times. The general public will still believe that their accidental monthly stream in Spotify doesn't count much. Fandoms will still believe that what's best for their favorite artist is the industry and the general public support, rather than their own fandom buying the music and concert tickets. But every time ARMY helps BTS succeed in the same music industries that sabotage them, they prove a point. And no matter what the industry does, BTS will make money with no American music label in between, and not shaking hands with industry people. No matter what the industry does, BTS will continue having the fandom support others fail to conquer.
Yes, always, always. So that was why the industry is so afraid or terrified of BTS. So they're terrified of BTS, they're terrified of ARMY. Actually, they don't like either one of us, but it's okay. I really want to say that screw the charts. We don't need the charts. The main thing is that we want to make sure that the boys stay successful so they can continue to make music. If they bring into the US, bring into the world music industry, great. You know, we can definitely say that, but I think at the same time we want to see them grow bigger so they can spread their music to more people. Because if they're not on those stupid charts, they don't trigger talking points. If they don't trigger talking points, then less people will be drawn to them or will trigger curiosity. So that's what we want to do. We want BTS to be on those charts, even though we know they're corrupt, so they can trigger curiosities in the general public, so we can get more fans. So on one hand, I really want to say screw the charts. We don't need them. On the other hand, I think regardless how corrupt the charts are, they still have a place in the whole scheme of things. So at the end of the day, we just need to make sure that we continue to support our boys, buy their records, buy their albums, buy their singles, anything that they come out, we'll buy. And then also the stream, even though we know the stream get cut half, we will still stream. So we can make sure that they continue to be successful and continue to make music that benefit the whole wide world. That's it for now. Have a wonderful day. I know you can hear the trash It's being picked up, that's why I can hear noise in the back, but I don't know if you can hear it. If you cannot hear, that's great. If you hear it, that's why it is. Okay, bye.